how unappealing that looks. Oh, that's jokes. Yo guys, welcome to Ashton Fitness. Today I'm going to be showing you what I eat to build muscle during the course of a typical day. A lot of people have been asking me what my diet is like, so I wanted to make this video just to show you the kinds of things that I normally eat to keep shredded and aesthetic, but also to build muscle at the same time, because obviously I'm trying to stay aesthetic. I don't want to like dirty bulk, I don't want to like put on loads of weight and then have to burn it off, that's long. So yeah, I'll show you the kinds of things that I eat. The way that I eat might not work for everyone because I'm naturally quite slim, so I can get away with eating kind of a little bit more than certain people, but like I said, this is just how I eat. A lot of people have been asking for this, so yeah, I'm gonna show you my first meal coming up now. Okay, so for meal number one, we've got 3 eggs. I dashed in some oregano, pepper, and salt just to make it taste a little bit better. Some people will say this is over seasoned. Dear. Well, that's what I like, okay? So then we have the bagel. Bagels have got quite a good amount of protein in them as well, and they taste really nice, so that's why I bang these out. And we've got the peanut butter as well. Again, quite a bit of protein in peanut butter and also quite high in calories. Obviously, if you're bulking, you want to get your calories in because yeah, that's going to help you build that muscle. So that's why I bang out a lot of protein and a lot of peanut butter because it's got a lot of protein in it and a lot of calories. So, another thing that I'm going to mention is I don't actually count my calories. That's long and boring. You don't actually need to do that, but I just know that because obviously peanut butter's got a lot of fat in it. It's got a lot of good fat in it. It basically has a lot more calories because fats have the highest amount of calories out of proteins and carbs. So yeah, that's why I'm eating the peanut butter, obviously for its protein content, but also for its fat content because yeah, I can get some more calories out of that. So yeah, 3 eggs, a bagel and some peanut butter. And the way that I'm gonna bust this is I'm gonna have these eggs scrambled, and then I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna have 1 slice of this bagel buttered and another slice peanut buttered. And yeah, I'm just gonna clap that down my esophagus 1 time for breakfast. So, and I'm gonna fry the eggs, obviously, well, scramble them in a pan. So yeah, I'm gonna get this made up. Let's see if I can do one of these nice little transitions where I go like this and then, woohoo, look at that. Oh, it's like a Michelin star meal.
What is that?
Boy, do you know what? It doesn't look appealing, but it tastes pretty good. And also, like, because of social media, there's a lot of pressure to kind of like, if you do something like this, if you make a video like this, you feel like you should make it look super presentable and like garnished and make it look so peng like flipping Gordon Ramsay made it. But forget that. If I did that, then I wouldn't be being real. So this is literally what I eat in the morning. I'm not dressing it up. I'm showing you what I actually eat. So yeah, this is it. This is the scrambled eggs and the peanut butter. There's quite a bit of peanut butter on there, but I love it. And yeah, there are the 3 eggs, and this is just kind of, yeah, this is what I eat. Also, I'm gonna clap some ketchup on this because yeah, I enjoy ketchup. Just making this meal look even more unappealing than it already looks. But yeah, like I said, this is actually what I eat. I'm not out here to, that's the thing, like, I'm not out here to kind of make flashy meals. I'm out here to make meals that are functional and allow me to build muscle. So this is what I eat. Look at how unappealing that looks. Oh, that's jokes. But yeah, this is what I eat. And also what I drink is because a lot of people, all right, cool, you might make a meal that kind of helps you build muscle or contributes towards your goals. However, some people will then accompany their meal with like a fizzy drink or some kind of super sugary drink. And obviously, yeah, if you're trying to stay aesthetic, if you're trying to have a lower body fat, then obviously, yeah, you don't really want to be eating too much sugar. So yeah, that's why I basically just either drink water or squash. And squash, for those who don't really know what that is, I don't really know if you got squash too tough in the US, maybe you do, but in other parts of the world, I don't think they bang out squash as much as we do in the UK. So basically what squash is this stuff over here. You can see we bang it out quite a lot. But yeah, essentially it's just like a tiny little thing that you can, that was a great description, wasn't it? It's a little kind of, let's say, a water sweetener. That's the best way that I can describe this. So yeah, you just pour it in, pour a tiny little bit in, and then put some water on top of it. And this kind of stuff, it has like 0 calories. there you can see it's got like no sugar, no saturates, no whatever, like it's, yeah, so essentially I'm just drinking water. So yeah, I'll either have squash or water. Obviously, yeah, squash, the health benefits of squash, who really knows? And whether it will come back to haunt us all with all the aspartame and all the sweeteners in it, who knows? But that's a problem for future me. Current me is enjoying squash and breakfast. So yeah, squash essentially is just water. If I don't have squash, then I'll just have water. I won't have any fizzy drinks or anything like that, or anything high in sugar, because yeah, I want to stay obviously shredded and aesthetic. So yeah, this is my breakfast. So I'm going to clap this down and then we will get to the second meal of the day. Here is meal number 2. We have some tuna, just a can of tuna. We have some spaghetti and pesto, and we have some greens. Again, I'm not a gourmet chef. If you're thinking, wow, this looks like a really random meal, that's because it is. Who eats tuna and spaghetti together? I'll tell you who, me. Because I'm trying to build muscle and I actually don't really care what I eat as long as it tastes okay and contributes to my gains. And this does, because the tuna is obviously high in protein, and so is the spaghetti actually, weirdly. It's got like 10 grams of protein per 100 grams of spaghetti, so that's pretty decent for a carb. And yeah, obviously the tuna, that's got about 25 grams per 100 grams, or between 20 and 30 grams of protein per 100 grams of tuna, so that's pretty good as well. And yeah, just got some greens on the side for the health, you know. But yeah, very standard bodybuilder meal. That's second meal. On to the third. It's time for my third meal. I've just come back from the gym, so I'm gonna smash down some chicken and rice and kale again. But before I get to that, I just got given this hoodie for free, which is quite nice, by some company. I think it was called The Wolf London. I was just walking down the street and they were handing out free hoodies. So yeah, pretty cool. So let me show you what I've got. So we've got chicken and rice and kale. There's probably a little bit too much rice here, but that's all right. So of course, chicken, very high in protein. Everyone knows that. Classic bodybuilder staple. Again, rice. It's got a tiny bit of protein in rice. Not a lot of people know that, but obviously it's there for the carbohydrates. And then again, some kale, because it's the only veg I've got in my fridge at the moment. But yeah, classic, again, classic bodybuilder meal. And it's very, very simple. It's nothing complicated. Literally anyone can make this. And yeah, it's very quick as well. So this is what I'm gonna be eating for my third meal. If I was a beginner, I'd probably stop here and I'd just eat 3 meals for the day, just because when you're a beginner, you benefit from something called beginner gains. So it's basically very easy for you to put on muscle during the first kind of stages of your calisthenics or lifting career, because yeah, your body is just under so much shock that it's actually being worked in this way that it's like, whoa, I'm gonna do everything I can to get stronger. So that's what I used to do back in the day. We used to just eat, me and my friends, we used to just eat 3 meals a day, and we got a decent physique from doing that. So I don't really need to eat any more than that. Like I said, everyone's different though, so what works for me might not work for other people. But yeah, for most people, it seems to be the case where 3 meals a day kind of works at the beginning. So yeah, if I was a beginner, I'd stop here, but I'm gonna eat another meal after this, but I just thought that that was worth explaining. So here is my fourth and final meal. Very, very basic. It's literally just rice and salmon. There's obviously quite a lot of protein in salmon, and it's a salmon fillet. So I'm getting at least a good 20 to 30 grams of protein in that. But yeah, super, super basic. I'm not having any greens with this meal because the other day I made the mistake of eating loads and loads of kale in one day, and it just made my stomach feel mad the next day. So yeah, I'm just not gonna have any greens with this one because I don't want to be running up my toilet. As you can see from all of the meals that I've had today, the formula is pretty much protein, carbs, and some greens. Obviously there's no greens on this plate for the reasons that I just described, but yeah, it's very, very simple, and this is basically just a classic bodybuilder's diet. It's just high protein, moderate amount of carbs. Obviously there's going to be some fats in the salmon as well, some vitamin D in there as well. So yeah, it's not a super complicated meal, and it's not a super complicated diet, but it works. So that is my fourth and final meal for tonight. Now that I finished my 4th meal, I thought I'd talk about why I diet in the way that I do. Currently, I am trying to build muscle. I'm on a bulk, so I'm trying to get in as much protein as I can, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm in a calorie surplus so that I'm building that muscle. So I'm just trying to eat. That's why I'm eating 4 meals a day. If I was maintaining, I'd probably eat about 3 meals a day, but because I'm trying to bulk, I'm eating 4 meals a day, and they're quite clean. Everything that you've seen in this video is kind of been, the meals have all been quite clean. Like, they haven't been like fried chicken or like eating loads of ice cream or sugary food. That's a dirty bulk. So when people say a clean bulk versus a dirty bulk, a clean bulk is like where you're eating quite cleanly, so you're having like the kinds of meals that I'm having today. So just like chicken breast and rice, tuna and pasta, salmon and rice, just very like, they do have quite a bit of calories in them, but not going over the top. But a dirty bulk is where you do go over the top and you start having loads of like fast food to just get your calories up as much as possible. So you're eating loads of fried chicken, you're eating loads of burgers, you're eating loads of all of this stuff. I'm not a fan of dirty bulking because it just doubles your work. Like, why would you want to bulk up and get fat and then have to cut your fat? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why not just bulk up and stay shredded throughout the entire process? That's what I'm trying to achieve with my bulk at the moment, and that's what I've done every time I've put on muscle. So that's why I eat the meals that I eat, because they're quite clean and they allow me to stay relatively shredded while still putting on muscle. The reason why people do dirty bulks is because they tend to be faster. A lot of people want the results quicker, which I can understand, but at the same time, it's actually not quicker because you're just putting on loads of fat and then you got to flipping do loads of cardio and that's dead. So yeah, I'm not trying to do bare cardio and restrict my diet after I've already bulked up. So that's why I'm keeping my diet quite clean. Like I said before, my diet might not work for everyone. Like, some people might need more meals, some people might need less meals. Some people might need more calories, other people might need less calories to put on muscle. I'm naturally very slim, so I need quite a lot to put on muscle. So that's why I'm eating 4 meals a day. And that brings me on to my next point, which is I don't count my calories. As I already said earlier in the video, I don't count my calories because that's long. Ain't nobody trying to do that. I just count my meals. So I'm on 4 meals a day at the moment. If I begin to plateau, and if I begin to if I'm training really hard but I'm not seeing that muscle growth, then I might up my meals, and then I might do 5 meals a day, which is what I did before I went traveling and I got quite big. If I want to maintain, I'll keep my meals the same, or I'll drop a meal, because to maintain, normally it only takes me about 3 meals. But yeah, if I want to put on muscle, I'm kind of doing it quite slowly at the moment, so that's why I'm having 4 meals. I'm not going overboard, I'm not doing 5, because that's actually quite hard as well. But again, everyone's different. So 4 meals work for me. That's because I've experimented with my body and I know what works for me. So 4 meals, I know I'm going to be putting on muscle, provided I'm challenging myself with challenging calisthenics exercises and lifting heavy weights. Then I know I'm going to be putting on that muscle. This is what works for me. But for anyone who wants to put on muscle, I would recommend experimenting and just seeing what kind of diet works for you, because what works for me might not necessarily work for you. The main thing that I hope you got from this video though is that it's not actually hard to put on muscle. There's a lot of rubbish out there on the internet, and especially on YouTube, and especially on things like Instagram and all these social media sites. They make it seem so complicated. They make it seem like you got to count your calories, like you got to count your macros. I don't even know what a macro is. You got to count all your macros, you got to flip in, do this diet, you got to do paleo diet, you got to do carnivore diet, you got to go vegan, you got to do this. Long. You don't need to do that. All I do is count my meals. It's simple, and the formula, you've seen it now. All I do is I just have some carbs, some protein, and some greens. It's literally that simple, and I just do that repeatedly. And that's what bodybuilders do. They just bang out the same meals all the time. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is just to show that it's actually not difficult. A lot of people overcomplicate it. It's not. I eat 4 meals a day if I'm trying to bulk, 3 meals a day if I'm trying to maintain. That's what works for me. I've had a couple of people ask me if I take protein shake. If I'm bulking, then I will sometimes, depending on how I feel and how quickly I want to bulk. At the moment, I am taking some protein shake, but I didn't include it in the video because you don't actually need it. Like, protein shake is a supplement. It should never be used as a replacement for a meal, and I never do use it as a replacement for a meal. It's just a supplement. You supplement, it's in the name, like it's a protein supplement. You supplement your diet with it. I supplement my diet with protein shake sometimes if I'm trying to bulk. But especially for beginners, like when I was first starting out, I didn't take any protein shake and I made a significant body transformation without protein shake. You actually don't need protein shake. And especially like Rich Piana, for example, he was a big advocate of real food. He's always banging on about having real food, and I agree, like you can get everything you need from real food. You don't need protein shake, and a lot of people rely on protein shake. So I don't actually rely on it, I just use it to sometimes boost my progress. But for the first, I don't know, maybe 3-4 years of training, never used it. So that's just me. Everyone's different. Some people will really like taking it, others don't. I can take it or leave it, but sometimes I choose to take it as well, just to boost my progress a little bit and to speed things up a little bit, because it does speed things up a tiny bit. But again, is it healthy? Who knows? There's some questionable stuff in these protein shakes, so yeah, who knows? That's why I don't really use them that much as well, because it's like, who knows if they're actually healthy. But yeah, that's just my honest little soliloquy on that. So yes, thank you for watching the video. Obviously this is a different kind of video to the videos that I normally do. I'm gonna bust you with another tutorial probably next week. So hopefully if you found this boring, then you got something good coming up, because I'm gonna do another tutorial which will be really, really cool. But if you did enjoy it and if you found it useful, then that's amazing, because yeah, that's literally why I made it. And hopefully this kind of answers everyone's questions, because a lot of people, like I said, have been asking me what do I eat in a day. So yeah, this has been my diet, and I'm gonna do the same thing tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up, eat those 3 scrambled eggs, eat those flipping bagels and that peanut butter, and yeah, obviously I'll switch up the meals that I have. Like I'll have some chicken and pasta maybe, but it's the same, like it's just very simple. Like I'll bang 4 meals. It will be high protein, moderate carbs, some fats. Done. So yes, thank you for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.